Tonight, an F-16 jet collides with something unseen in the skies over Arizona. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't a plane. It sure as hell wasn't Superman or anything the Pentagon wants to explain. A glowing orb falls from the heavens in Colombia, carrying what looks like alien tech and ancient scripture. Whoopi Goldberg gets distracted mid-show by something the cameras didn't catch, but she did. A Times Square tattoo artist claims his ink can block demonic forces and has the stories to back it up. And science now says your body glows when you're alive, and that light fades the moment you die. From glowing souls and monsters in the deep to holy ink and haunted sets, it's another week where truth is stranger than fiction. Strap in, my friends, because tonight is the Paranormal 60 News. Lights, monsters, and miracles. Good evening, my darklings. Thank you for tuning in and spending your time with us here. I know there are so many other choices out there in the world to choose from, but I appreciate that you choose to be here for the Paranormal 60. Whether you're tuning in live Monday and Wednesday nights or listening on Tuesdays and Thursdays to the podcast version, thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this. We so much enjoy speaking with you, spending time with you, sharing strange stories and laughs, deep, thoughtful moments, and more. So thank you very much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to introduce the intrepid Paranormal 60 news crew. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, the one, the only, the sweetest of teas. Sweet Tea is here. Good evening, Sweet Tea.
Hello, Dave. How are you this fine evening?
I've got a really horrible crick in my neck, so if I
Oh.
kind of look like Igor or the Hunchback of Notre Dame during this, you'll
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, so that's what's going on. What are you drinking tonight, Sweet Tea?
Listen, as you know,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
am a working woman. See, I haven't even started yet.
I'm a hard-working woman.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I like to get home and have a nice, refreshing peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And tonight, I thought I would do a little homage and have a little cran grape and a screwball. Hello.
Oh, cran grape and screwball. Is that the peanut butter and jelly sandwich drink you're drinking? And does it
Mm-hmm.
taste like a peanut butter and jelly liquidized and then rewarding your mouth and mouth buds with flavor?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, very, very good.
Yeah.
Now, we've got something even more exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is probably one of the premier authors and paranormal speakers and lecturers from around the world. You might
Where's your
recognize
desktop? Oh.
from his extensive library of books that he's written: How to Be a Paranormal Detective, Diaries of a Paranormalist, Encounters with Death, of course, Detecting Paranormal, and Roswell, the After Action Report, and not to be forgotten, his brand new book, Messages from Mothman. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the Paranormal 60 News, the one, the only, the paranormal detective himself, Greg Lawson. Greg, speaking of being an author, look at that. You're on the brand new Shadow Zine magazine.
Look at that.
And tell us a little bit about the stories you share in that magazine this month.
Oh, hey, buddy. It's good to see y'all. I'm talking about Mineral Wells, Texas. Man, Mineral Wells is so weird. It's about a mile or about an hour and a half west of Fort Worth, Dallas. And you drive kind of down into this valley, and you can't see the city, but you see this giant hotel that's completely abandoned in the middle of the city. I think it's 14, 15 stories, something like that. It's got 420 rooms, the Baker Hotel.
Wow.
It's in the, yeah, it's just odd. It's just little town and then this giant thing. And so, I do a little research on the Baker Hotel, do a little research on Mineral Wells, I talk about my experience at Haunted Hill House. Yeah, Haunted Hill House is being featured in a lot of different TV shows, a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of controversy behind it. And it's just fascinating when you go into a small town like that and realize, typically you just have a legend and then you have the history, right?
Right.
Well, there are dozens and dozens of legends, odd history, depending on whether it's University of North Texas that wrote it, or the city that wrote it, or the county that wrote it, or the company that was there that wrote it. It's all a mishmash of you don't know what. It's just an amazing place.
You've brought your expertise as a detective.
I did.
As not just a detective, but the paranormal detective. You've cut through the chaff and wheat and gotten right to the meat of the story to share the story of Mineral Wells and Haunted Hill House and all of the creepy aspects. And it's in the brand new edition of Shadow Zine. And I know what you're asking right now, folks, is Shadow Zine. What exactly is Shadow Zine?
Oh, are you reading it?
Come in. Hello? Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadow Zine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadow Zine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadow Zine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
Shadowzine.com is not just a magazine. It's not something that's a periodical you have to sign up for a subscription for. This is something one-off each month. You can go choose your very favorite copies. And because it's kind of evergreen, which means it's not timely, it's not something that's taken place today. It's giving you the information about each one of these historic UFO sightings, creature sightings, haunted locations. You can buy them as you see fit, whichever stories interest you most. And it's a great way to support these local authors from around the United States and around the world and get some really fantastic stuff. And again, buy this, or you can find Greg at a number of different paranormal conferences this year, and you'll be selling them at your table, won't you?
I will be. Yeah. It's great. And it's great working with Jeff, man. It's so much fun because he has so much experience dealing with legends and just all that. The first one, he actually wrote the Mystery of Bridgewater Triangle. Richard,
he didn't write Bridges of Madison County, Greg.
No. Bridgewater Triangle. Yeah, but that was a good one. I like that movie. I liked it a lot. Richard Estep wrote The Ghosts and Monsters of Cornwall, and Varla Ventura wrote Mark Twain's Ouija Mystery. So yeah, there's some cool stuff here, man. I have it on right here.
I have it on very good authority. I don't want to brag, but on very good authority that a certain host of a paranormal podcast, which is beloved by many around the world.
Is it me?
No, I said beloved by many around the world. He has an issue of Shadow Zine that will be coming out, I believe, in August.
Wow.
There'll be more information about that. I may even interview him right here.
Oh, that's exciting.
Wow.
So very cool. But you don't have to wait that long to see something else pretty cool. I'm in the new Ghosted magazine, Paranormal Mysteries. Me, Shane Pittman, and Cindy Keza are the cover girls, if you will, of the brand new edition of Ghosted magazine. Make sure you pick up your copy, go pre-order it, get it now. It's going to be shipping, I think, this week. So you're going to want to get it in your hands. Fantastic. There's also other interesting articles like The Secret Life of Haunted Dolls with Patty Negri, The Man Behind the Horror, an article about Stephen King, Staticom 3.0. So there's a lot of cool stuff. You can check it out. Ghosted magazine.
Ghosted.
Yeah, Ghosted magazine. So
I'm about to get ghosted right here.
Oh, dang. What are you drinking tonight, Gregory?
Finlandia. It's from Finland. Get this. See what they did there?
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm
Pretty
pretty
sure
sure
it was from Greenland.
ship in whatever the grain is that they make that with. And I'm going to mix it with a little Izzy. Yeah. Izzy pineapple. Yep.
Okay. Well, while you do that,
Are
let's
you on
get
a
started.
diet?
Yeah. He's worried about his
What's wrong
figure.
with Izzy?
I didn't see
Let's
one.
get started. We have a
Okay.
black portal, perhaps a portal to hell that's opened the sky. What's going on, Sweet Tea? Talk to me.
Let me tell you. A black portal to hell opens in the Kansas sky. Kansas may be flat, but the skies above it are anything but uneventful. That's a weird sentence. In a bizarre and unsettling sight, a massive, perfectly round black circle appeared in the clouds above Kansas, triggering wild speculation across social media. The phenomenon was so unusual that even seasoned skywatchers were baffled. Witnesses described the shape as a smoky, swirling black portal or a tear in the sky, something straight out of Stranger Things or a doomsday prophecy. It hovered ominously, motionless, as if something was watching. So what was it? According to meteorologists, this was likely a vortex ring, a rare type of smoke formation often caused by industrial releases, combustion, or even pyrotechnics. Yes,
Baloney.
think theme park fireballs. But skeptics aren't buying it. The shape was too perfect, the setting too remote, and there were no fireworks, explosions, or known activities nearby to explain it. Naturally, theories spiraled faster than the formation itself. A wormhole or interdimensional rift, a UFO cloaking device malfunctioning, a government experiment gone wrong, or right, or maybe, just maybe, it's the gateway to hell opening early. And let's not forget, this is Kansas, home of Skull Cemetery. Demonic legends and tales of things falling from the sky since the Dust Bowl days. When something strange appears overhead here, it hits different. Back to you, Dave.
These black rings, right? I love the, oh, well, it's obviously like something blew up and it created this, or, there was fireworks going off, yet nobody in the vicinity heard an explosion, saw an explosion, no fire, no firecrackers, just this strange black circle hovering in the sky.
Hoovering,
Greg. Greg, I see the skeptical look in your beady little eyes as a guy who's jumped from planes and has wrestled Bigfoot, a man who has in his own hands cradled multiple heads of zombies, crushing them together to save children and animals. Why are you being skeptical of this? What do you think that black ring in the sky is?
Dave, I would have to do a little bit of research on that, but I would be very suspicious of any kind of maybe space activity going on with launches or something like that. Kansas is a nice place to fly over when you're in space. So,
Why is that? What does that mean?
Not really much there. So you just kind of
quick little flat look at it. Yeah. But you don't sense something weird or paranormal.
It looks great, man. That photograph is great. I don't know whether they messed
Can you
with
put it up again? I didn't see. Oh,
yeah, I don't know whether they messed with the contrast or the sharpness, saturation, brightness, whatever with that. But that looks suspiciously familiar of a little company that operates out of Austin and some other Texas towns called SpaceX. And when they do their separation of their boosters, it often pops a smoke ring like that. So I would have to know the day that that happened. Then I would look up on the SpaceX website, see if they had a launch that day. That would be interesting to, little internet sleuthing.
Now, do they do SpaceX in Kansas? Is that where they launch from?
They fly over in some cases, depending on what the trajectory is of whatever they're putting up. So,
and would they form this sort of cloud while just coasting over Kansas?
Well, the thing that kind of is a little bit weird about this particular one is typically it's in reverse. Typically the clouds, the background will be dark and then the smoke ring will be white. It won't be black like that. That's why I'm saying I don't know whether or not they
Nope, this is the way it looked. Like they said,
Yeah.
it was a black ring in the sky, so it had nothing to do with the contrast of what you're seeing on the photographs.
Well, maybe
However,
not. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
However, as the father of 11 children, this just looks like a very intense close-up of a diaphragm that failed me. That's what it looked like.
That would make
why. Why do they make
Why would it be black? What kind? How old is this diaphragm?
Come on.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Wow.
If they get moldy hanging around there, I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
You should replace it if it's moldy. What are you doing over there?
Black mold.
Oh, gotta save money where you can.
Yeah. Greg, speaking
Hey,
of
buddy.
saving money, you've got a story to share. Let's hear it.
Hey, man, how about a mysterious pulsating? Yeah, I've said it. Pulsating UFO hoovers over California desert. It did. It says it right there.
Mhm.
A strange and silent visitor lit up the skies above California recently and left more questions than answers. Witnesses near 29 Palms reported seeing a large glowing object hovering in the night sky. The light wasn't moving erratically or darting across the horizon. Instead, it pulsated rhythmically, steady and deliberate. Reminds me of Dave. Remaining in place for nearly 15 minutes before vanishing without a trace. The encounter took place near the Marine Corps' Air Ground Combat Center, a vast and heavily secured military installation in the Mojave Desert.
I believe, Greg, I believe that is pronounced Mojave.
Mojave. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mojave Desert. Given the proximity, some have speculated the phenomenon could be connected to secret military testing or advanced aerial technology, but so far, there's been no official comment and no one has claimed responsibility. Video of the event show a distinct bright orb-shaped object that appears to float in absolute stillness, something not typically seen in conventional aircraft, flares, or even drone activity. There were no accompanying sounds, no visible trails, and no aircraft observed in the area during the event.
Dang it. There was none observed. Dang it.
Dang it. They're
important to know.
Okay. Online theories already spreading like wildfire. Some say it's likely to be a new type of military surveillance tech or part of a classified drill. Others believe it's something far less terrestrial, pointing out that the shape, behavior, and eerie stillness resemble many reports from the past UFO sightings worldwide.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time the skies over 29 Palms have raised eyebrows. The area has long been a hotspot for aerial anomalies, partly due to the nearby base and partly because it's vast open skies that seem to attract the unexplained. Whether this was a test flight or an extraterrestrial craft or something even stranger, one thing is clear. This silent, glowing intruder has reignited debate over what's really happening in the skies above the desert Mojave.
Can you listen? If we're real quiet, you can almost hear the furious beating of fingers across a keyboard. Wow. Hey, you three delinquent morons. The word is pronounced Mojave. And you keep saying Mojave. It's offensive to my ears, to my brain. I feel as though watching your news segment doesn't so much educate me as it does dumb me down.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Love always, your fan, Margaret. So
Margaret, welcome. That's what
wow,
we do.
Margaret, thanks. I'm going to have
by the way, I love Press's hair.
Thank you, Margaret.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Well, we don't have one. We do not have two. But as it turns out, we have three. Count them, three things in the sky that we're going to talk about to open up tonight's show.
Let's talk about it.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, in January of 2023, a U.S. Air Force F-16 fighter jet was cruising over Arizona on just a routine training mission until something invisible to radar, but very real to the pilot, slammed into the cockpit canopy. The jet was forced to return to base with noticeable damage. The culprit, an unidentified orange-white object with no heat signature, no call sign, and more importantly, no explanation. Now, more than a year later, the declassified report is turning heads, and not just because of the military damage. The language in the file is very strange, very cagey. Tell me if this sounds like military talk to you. Officials refer to the object as a UAS, an uncrewed aerial system. Greg, do we need UFO, UAP, and now UAS? Do we need all these terms?
My God, somebody's got to, leave a legacy somewhere. So they just make stuff up as they go along.
My God. Yeah. UAS, uncrewed aerial system. But they offer no solid ID. It wasn't behaving like a commercial drone. There was no trace of who or what was controlling it. And here's where things get really weird. The very next day, 3 more similar incidents were reported in the same region. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 different reports happened in the same exact region. These glowing aerial intruders, which was the name of my industrial rock band in the 80s, appeared in clusters, hoovering and maneuvering. Ooh, that worked out well together, didn't it?
Hey, that was nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Maneuvering near restricted military airspace. And it's not an isolated case. Since 2020, there have been dozens of encounters over Arizona involving swarms of strange flying objects, sometimes as many as 8. Yeah. So now you know, when you see glowing things in the sky and they're hoovering and maneuvering, they're swarms. They're known as swarms.
Swarms.
I think swarms. Is that what it is? Swarms?
SCHW.
Huh.
Some speculate these are advanced surveillance drones, possibly cartel connected or even foreign tech. But others inside the intelligence community itself say the behavior of these things, their speed, their silence, and the ability to simply disappear goes far beyond what our adversaries are capable of. The Air Force isn't talking. The Department of Defense's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office has received more than 750 reports. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, or 5, but 750 reports just in the last year, children.
Wow.
Yeah. Of those, only 49 have been closed. So for those of you counting, that leaves 701. To kick off my shoes and other things.
Man, that was amazing ciphering you just did, man.
Yeah.
My gazintas is what I like to call them. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. 49 have been closed now. And if you think Arizona is just getting started with strange sky activity, remember, this is the same airspace that brought us the infamous, famous Phoenix lights back in 1997. Is it a drone? Is it a probe? Something off-world? Or something older and closer than we've ever realized? Whatever hit that fighter jet, it wasn't supposed to be there. And it's far from the only one hoovering and maneuvering above the skies in Arizona.
Wow.
Can we make that a t-shirt? Hoovering and maneuvering.
Yeah. No, hoovering and maneuvering.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. I do have to ask the audience, though, my lovely, lovely audience, both live viewers here on the tube and those that are listening to the podcast version, the audio version. I've gotten a couple of angry fist shaking, I almost said schist faking, fist shaking emails telling me, especially on the audio version, maybe the TV or video version is not as unsettling, but they say my pauses cause them to rest. That when I'm reading these stories and I take those, what I like to think of as emotional and dramatic pauses,
reflective,
Yes.
and contemplative.
Good.
Yes, that it drives them crazy because they think that they've lost signal. They think that their your unit that you're using is malfunctioning, and they've asked me to just read it like a normal person, which I have a trouble with because I'm not normal. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that yet, but in all honesty, I always like to take the feedback from my listeners and pretend to care about it, and then ask your personal thoughts on it. And if enough of you believe that it is kind of annoying and irritating, I might change it. I might not. You never know. But I do want to know. I mean, if you're listening and you don't get the charismatic view that you can see here on the live show, where you're kind of following the story along with me, does it bother you? Even for those of you watching it, if you're watching it and you're like, for God's sakes, man, get to the point. Just let me know. You can email me, Dave at Paranormal60.
Sounds like Captain Kirk right there.
Yeah, that's
God's
good.
sake, get to the point.
Hey, wait, listen, hot tip. If you notice that there is a dramatic pause, you know it's there. So you don't have to worry about it. Just sit back and relax.
Were you, is that a new nickname you have for me? Hot tip?
Yes.
You said, hey, hot tip, and then went into your story. So I'm not sure. Is the tip?
Is burning tip is what it is.
Better than itchy tip, I like to think.
Is it?
So yeah. So if you're watching live, put some comments and let me know your thoughts. If you're watching the replay, right in the comments below, just let me know. Stick with what I do, or is it time to tighten it up? And those of you listening, email me, Dave at paranormal60.com. Give me your thoughts. I really am not opposed to creative and constructive. I don't like the ones that are like, oh God, it's like listening to nails across a chalkboard. When you're just trying to be mean, that hurts a little bit.
Are you just trying to shave a good half hour off the show? Is that what you're
By the pausing?
Yeah. No, by getting rid of the pause.
Oh, here's a funny moment. I took Winnie to go see William Shatner live, and he was answering questions from the audience, and was telling these wonderful stories as only the Shat can do. And somebody walks up to the microphone, and he goes, "Yes." And the guy says, "Well, blah 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 blah," and with the way that you act, and he just stops on a dime and turns and looks back at him, and you could have heard a pin drop, right? Because people are aware William Shatner's a little eccentric and doesn't like to be challenged about his acting, but he goes, I'm sorry, the way I act, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I mean, the way you deliver a line. And he goes, no, I don't. I don't understand. What are you trying to say? And he goes, please do something for me. So it's just, you could hear everybody's holding their breath and staring at this man intently. Half of us are wondering what is going to happen. The other half is trying to will him to death right there on that space for daring to challenge Captain James Tiberius Kirk. And what unfolded must be one of the most genius moments. And I'm going to warn people listening, earmuffs may be needed. I don't often do this on the show, but I'm going to drop an F-bomb because it was so beautifully done. So the guy goes, okay, Scotty, I need more power now. And there's this awkward giggling in the audience because people aren't sure how Shatner took what he just heard.
Yeah.
And Shatner goes, okay. And what was wrong with that? Because I believed you needed Scotty to give you more power now. And everybody bursts into applause. And he goes, you were selling me. That's what we call acting. And everybody just applauds. And then he goes, is that all? And the guy goes, yeah. And he goes, well, then sit the fuck down. And the crowd erupts. And truly I think personally, one of the greatest moments watching a professional actor, performer, public speaker do his thing. And that was
well done, sir.
Well, that's the show tonight. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, thank you. No, we still have so much more to share.
Oh,
so much more to do on here. But ladies and gentlemen, before we do that, we have to do this.
Hey everybody, it's me, Bigfoot, and boy do I have something to tell you. So there I was, deep in the forest, minding my own business, snacking on berries, avoiding tourists, and trying to stream the live video of the Paranormal 60 podcast. Notice I said trying. But thanks to my old cell carrier, no signal, or slow and spotty at best. And worst of all, the astronomical bills. Now, I might be a magical beast, but I still got a budget. That's when I stomped my way over to Mint Mobile. Man, that Ryan Reynolds is dreamy. And Mint Mobile plans were starting at just $15 a month. Mint Mobile gives you premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network. Yup, even works here in the woods. Don't ask how. I know nothing of your human sorcery or satellites. Either way, now I can FaceTime the Chupacabra with zero lag. You ever try explaining roaming fees to a Wendigo? It doesn't end well. Mint Mobile lets you keep your own phone, your own number, and all your contacts, so I didn't even lose Mothman's digits. Plus, no cryptic contracts or shady surprise charges. I use Mint Mobile, and if you've seen my footprint, you know I don't make small decisions. So listen, humans, this summer, skip breaking the bank, and you're back hauling in another overpriced bill. Head on over to mintmobile.com/P60 and start saving like a legend. That's mintmobile.com/P60. There's a link for it in today's program guide. Oh, and here's the legalese. Upfront payment of $45 for just 3-month 5-gigabyte plan required, which is equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only. Then, full price plan options are available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Wow. They're really shelling out the money for
Man.
spokespeople.
Yeah, that's huge.
Creatures. Yeah, pretty cool. Speaking of huge, look at this. Sarah Shaw.
Wow.
Happy Wednesday, my friends, throws $2 at us. Not to be outdone, TJ Davis throws another $2 and says, has sweet tea ever caused an itchy tip?
All right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And then Mark Lanou, one of our very favorite guests and friends of the show, throws $10 our way and says, to support the drinking habit for better news delivery. I don't know how I feel about that. Does that mean he wants us more drunken?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
we're lacking on our drunkenness, I think.
pronouncing things too well.
Yeah. Wait, what does Candace say here? Candace thinks that Bigfoot sounds a little like Dave's impression of Rolf the dog from the Muppets.
Do it.
What?
Do it, Dave.
That was obviously it was Bigfoot. They sound totally different.
Yeah.
Listen, this is Rolf the dog. It's rare to see a guy that green have the blues that bad. Now here's Bigfoot from the Mint Mobile commercial. Hey, it's me, Bigfoot, and I just switched to Mint Mobile.
It's
Totally different.
Totally
Totally
different voices.
different.
I mean, if you can't hear that, if
Man.
you can't understand that,
Well,
Candace Chew.
Some people don't have the ear for audio. I don't know.
And some people have a very, very,
Yeah,
very good ear for audio.
the haters.
Thank you for listening. Yeah.
They're the
And
haters.
Thank you very much for the love and support on the show. We appreciate it. Christy's laughing so hard she's crying.
Oh,
At least that's where the
sad.
moisture is coming from. That's a better place for it to happen.
Wow.
Let's see. We've got another story. Believe it or not, we are now 34 minutes in, and we're about to read story number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Sweet Tea. Where are we going
I
next?
love this story. We're going to Colombia, Dave.
Colombia. I didn't pack my parka.
Well, listen, you don't need it because bizarre metal sphere discovered in Colombia. A strange metallic orb has been discovered from the forest of Colombia, and scientists are stumped. The smooth silver gray sphere reportedly fell from the sky near the town of Buga and was later hauled in by stunned locals who say the object was ice cold to the touch. Until it wasn't. Here's where it gets wild. When water was poured over it, it instantly evaporated. No sizzle, no steam, just gone. Like it had some internal energy source or serious heat built up inside. The object weighed about 4.5 pounds, perfectly spherical, and showed no signs of seams, welds, or even tool marks. Basically, it doesn't look like something made by us. X-rays taken by the orb show an intricate internal structure, 3 metal layers wrapped around 18 tiny spheres surrounding what looks like a central chip. And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, The surface of the sphere was covered in markings. Some say they resemble ancient runes. Others claim they're a mix of Mesopotamian and unknown symbols. Researchers ran those inscriptions through AI-assisted decoding software and came up with something more cryptic than comforting. The interpretation? A message about unity, transformation, and consciousness. One line even hints at humanity's need to reclaim harmony with the earth. So, either aliens are environmentalists or someone's really committed to the bit. Now, skeptics will say it's just high altitude space debris or an elaborate hoax, but the object doesn't match known satellite components and no nation has claimed it. The design doesn't fit any known tech, and the fact that it made a controlled descent before being recovered suggests there's more going on here than just a stray bolt from orbit.
Orbit, you say?
Yeah.
Have a drink on me, would you, sweetie?
Thank you. I'm so thirsty. Naturally, comparisons are already being made to the infamous Tic Tac UFO or even the Maelstrom Air Force Base incident, where strange aerial objects were reported tampering with nuclear weapons systems. So, is this an alien artifact, a cosmic message in a metal bottle, or just the weirdest thermos ever invented? Whatever it is, it didn't come down quietly, and it's not going away anytime soon. Back to you, Dave.
Our skies are alive with the sound of music, man. So many
Mm.
weird things taking place in the sky.
Listen, I love this story. Shut up. Hey, guess what?
What?
It was like 4.5 pounds when they found it, and then when they took it to the lab to weigh it, it was like 22 pounds. Like, it's so ever-changing. And the guy that touched it, who said it was like cold to the touch, he got super sick, like radiation poisoning. It's the
Radiation
craziest-
poisoning?
Yeah, it's the craziest, coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Greg,
Yay, buddy.
again, not being a guy who ever served in the military, but I don't want to brag. I did sell a lot of peanuts to go to Y camp. Peanuts. Let me just clarify. I said the word
Yeah,
peanuts.
pronounce
nice.
that properly.
Yeah.
Enunciate.
This ball, metallic sphere, falls from the sky, is able to kind of navigate itself and land, and it's in perfect shape. There's no denting, no damage done to it. I mean, if I kick something off a plane at 30,000 feet and it hits the earth, is there a good chance, even though it's a sphere, that it's going to have damage to it?
Well, it depends on what it's made out of, right? Yeah, but you would think.
Listen, they say it's like aluminum, but it has the wrong measurements in like density, and it has the density of human bone, like the structure of human bone, but it's a metal, and it's weird. They think it's aluminum, but it's not because it doesn't have the same structure.
Sweetie, what have we talked about? No pixie sticks before the show.
I'm very excited about this story.
I can see that.
That's a great story, and you read it so well
Yeah,
and with such enthusiasm.
so much enthusiasm that we barely noticed the many words you said incorrectly.
Yeah, thank you. 'Cause
You're welcome.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
You're welcome. That was great. But even, okay, so if it's made of steel, tempered steel, I still feel like there should be some damage done to it. There should be some kind of damage. And could it be that whatever it was up in the sky, it was so compressed that when it hit the ground, it'd only weigh 6 pounds, and then it would expand internally, creating it to be heavier after the fact? I don't know science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I barely understand how pouring red powder into my water and then putting a spoon in there turns it into delicious cherry flavored water.
Well, Dave, it also depends on what it lands on, right? Depends
know
on
what
whether it's
powder's
hollow,
made of.
whether it's solid.
Mhm.
All these things are going to matter. What if,
I was a little worried when she started off with the fact that I thought maybe this was one of those moments when she was conning me and they were going to pop up a picture of me, that smooth silver gray sphere. I thought, she's picking on my head again. She's
What?
mocking my bald head and gray.
Me? I didn't write the story. You realize that,
Didn't you?
right?
Are you sure?
you kind of did.
No.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
snarky. That's
A
all
little
it is, just a little snarky. We've got another story. Boy, this is a night filled with and it's good because it's night filled with things from our sky and learning about things. Greg,
Hey, buddy.
I can't remember, was it Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think, is the one that took took our delightful little planet we know as Pluto and degraded it to like a dwarf. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know if the planets like us to use the term dwarf anymore, but it's like just a little bulb. It's like the dingleberry of our planetary system. It's not even given planetary thought anymore.
No.
Wasn't that thrown out though? Weren't they like,
Right.
okay, it's a planet now?
No, they don't. They haven't returned it to planetary. I think most of us real people that aren't Neil deGrasse, look at me, Tyson.
Thank you.
I do like him. He's fun, but I think everybody else still wants to call Pluto a planet because it's been part of our lexicon for so long. But you have some interesting news, Greg, breaking news that maybe a 9th planet truly has been found.
You know, Dave, I've watched a lot of movies, and there's been some 9th planets out there.
Right.
But
Those are movies. Yeah.
For real, astronomers closer than ever to confirming mysterious 9th planet. For years, 9th mysterious. Yes.
You Sylvester.
For years,
Planet
9 has hovered on the edge of science and speculation. Go ahead, do it to me.
What are the chances that every single story has a vacuuming in it? That's so
we
weird.
have to have a word of the day.
That's right.
What our word of the day is. A phantom world thought to lurk far beyond Pluto, tugging on the orbit's icy objects in the outer solar system.
That sounds filthy the way you said it. Tugging.
Yeah.
On the icy orbit. Yeah, I like it.
Now, astronomers believe they may have finally found it using infrared data and 2 separate space missions conducted more than 2 decades apart. Researchers have identified a faint object in deep space, one that shows just enough movement to suggest it's orbiting our sun. If their analysis holds up, this could be the best evidence yet of a massive hidden planet circling the very edge of our solar system. The planet
is making it very sexual. I don't know why.
I know.
Edge. It's EDGE. Edge.
That would be edge.
Oh, edge. The planet, if real, is believed to be about the size of Neptune, but vastly more distant. So far, in fact, that it would take an estimated 10,000 to 20,000 Earth years to complete a single orbit around our sun. That distance would also explain why it's been so hard to spot. It's cold and dark and reflects very little sunlight. The search for the mysterious object gained momentum back in 2016 when Caltech astronomer Konstantin Bidigan, you know him, and of course Mike Brown, noticed that several distant Kuiper belt objects had oddly aligned orbits, almost like they were being nudged by something massive. The evidence pointed to an unseen planet exerting a gravitational influence. And just like that, the modern hunt for Planet 9 began.
Wow.
With this latest discovery, doesn't confirm that the planet exists, but it brings researchers closer than they've ever been. If proven, Planet 9 would just be a new addition to our cosmic neighborhood. It would dramatically reshape our understanding of the solar system's formation and the forces still at play in the farthest reaches. Whether it's a giant planet, a cluster of dark matter, or something entirely different, one thing is clear. Something big is out there, and it's still waiting to be found.
Yeah, why did you make that so sexual? That's
I know,
weird.
very sexual. Let's see a show of hands. How many, if we do detect it, because we are one of the first, logical and respectable news sources to share this story. I think we should call that planet Greganus.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. After the man who read the story so eloquently.
I'm all for it.
And Uranus, sweet tea.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. We're going to name it after Greg, who read the story.
Yeah.
And Uranus, sweet tea.
Why do you say my name after the planet's name?
Because I was explaining to you that, you were asking where we got the name.
How about
so we're taking it from Greg, who read the story.
Yep.
And then applying it to one of our favorite planets,
Sure.
Uranus, sweet tea.
But
Why?
Chachi,
I don't. You don't
Chachi,
need to tag me at the end every time.
Hmm?
Nothing.
You don't want to be tagged after Uranus?
Yeah, I don't really want my name at the end of that, please.
TJ Davis throws $2 at us and says, how about if we just call it Itchy Tippus?
Oh, it's named after you, Dave.
Itchy Tippus, yeah.
Oh.
Although I think Greganus is the way to go.
You know, I'm
Very
still
Greek.
waiting for my song again. I remember you played a song for me one time and said you were going to send it to me.
I don't remember it. Brian Russell drops $9.99 on
Oh,
us.
Brian.
And for no apparent reason at all, other than just, I guess he loves us, or maybe the $9.99 is to help us push Greganus into the stratosphere as the new name, which is a mixture again of Greg, who read the story, and then Uranus, sweet tea.
Well, don't. You can leave me out.
Well, I'm explaining it to you.
I know. I get it. You don't
You're
have to.
slow, and you don't always.
Listen, I'm
follow
not
what
that
I'm
slow.
saying.
You just don't know what you're saying right now because.
Itchy Tippus or Greganus. Put your thoughts in today's speak up column on today's video. Let me know what you think. Speak up column. I don't know what words are harder than usual tonight.
Hey, this Finlandia is pretty good for vodka. I don't like vodka, but it's made in Finland. See what they did there? Finlandia.
Right, which is like taking the name Greg, the guy that read the story, and then putting it after Uranus, sweet tea, so that it all makes sense. Greganus.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that to me again.
You know who else is shocked by my idea?
Oh no!
Whoa!
Something strange happened on The View, and it wasn't just another hot topic moment. During a live broadcast, the Whoopi Goldberg stopped mid-conversation, turned her head, and asked, "What was that?" She didn't misspeak, and it wasn't a producer cue. She was reacting to something that clearly passed through her field of vision, but wasn't visible on camera. Her co-hosts, caught up in the discussion, didn't seem to notice anything unusual, but Whoopi was visibly distracted. She stared off for a moment, refocused, and then brushed it off with a, "Never mind." But the moment wasn't lost on viewers. Social media lit up with theories. Some thought it might have been a shadow figure or perhaps a glitch in the matrix. Others pointed out that this isn't the first time something odd has happened on that set. Like the fact that show continues to go on. That's just my little thought.
Oh, roasted.
It out there. Yeah. Over the years, several guests and crew members have quietly claimed the studio has a weird energy. Some even saying it's haunted. Whether it's just a trick of the light, a spirit brushing past, or Whoopi's sixth sense tuning in, mind tapping, whatever it was.
Sixth sense?
Is that
Yes. Sixth sense.
All right.
Yeah, like the movie, the sixth sense.
Oh, okay.
Sixth sense. Okay. Anyhow, whether it's that, whatever it was, it stopped her cold. Like that pause. And if Whoopi Goldberg's instincts are firing, maybe it's worth paying attention to. Now, I can't remember. There was Ghost Adventures went to, I want to say it was like Rosie O'Donnell's or Ellen DeGeneres' set. And I don't know if it's in the same building, but it was known to be haunted in California. And I was tasked with finding out, why would this place be haunted? So I looked it up, and a lot of midget drivers died there.
We don't say that word.
We call them smaller people.
No, they're called midget drivers because they drove what are known as midget cars.
Okay.
And they were these little variations of race cars, but they were smaller, hence midget. And then the drivers are known as midget.
I think that's pronounced midget.
Oh, midget. I'm sorry. It's very Francais. I forgot. But the midget drivers, many of them passed on that site because of going at very fast speeds in a very small vehicle.
Oh my God.
So that could be why it was haunted. So just a thought.
I feel like any sort of studio like that is going to have some crazy energy, regardless of anyone dying. Like just, hey, residual.
All the midget drivers shaking their
it makes me very
small little
uncomfortable.
fists. Yeah. All right. Why don't we do this? Let's cleanse the palate, Sweet Tea, with this.
Okay.
It's time now for ParaTunes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've got a brand new ParaTunes, and this comes to us by Lab 210, Mark Garrison. It's called The Passive Aggressive Poltergeist, which is a song that I'm sure will eventually fit for Sweet Tea. When she crosses the boundaries of this place and the next, she will be known simply as the Passive Aggressive Poltergeist.
I mean, okay, but whatever.
The song goes out to you.
Night 1. We brought the gear, thermal cam, spirit box, SLS, Kinect rig, 4 Red Bulls, 1 very bad idea. Set up base camp in the attic, where a woman named Eliza fell down the stairs in 1843. We asked questions, we heard knocks. The EMF spiked, but it was just the microwave. Is there anyone here with us? You really should have gone to college. That's all the ghost said. That it not help me, not go away. Just career advice from beyond the grave. Haunted but helpful. We got 1 cold spot, 1 shadow, 1 orb that might have been a moth. The EVP, it just sighed. We asked, who are you? Why are you here? What do you want? Where's Dave? This house is haunted by disappointment, echoes of regret, and weird parental energy. All we caught was 1 ghost judging our life choices in 8-bit stereo. You're not Dave.
That was truly amazing. Mark G, thank you so much for sharing your tune with us. And it's Lab 210. You're in the chat room, Mark G. Is it available for people to download? He says it will be available on all streaming services in about a week. So you're going to want to look for the Passive Aggressive Poltergeist. That was great. And being an 80s music fan, that had me finger popping from the first moment it popped
I
on.
almost cracked my neck, I think. I loosened up some cartilage.
From were you head bouncing through the whole thing?
Ow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sweet Tea, she's good at the head bobbing too. She's always boom, boom. I'm watching her backstage and her head's up and down through the whole
I don't
song.
think
It's
that's what's
amazing.
going on. I don't
Don't-
think that's what's going on.
I don't.
Yeah.
What are
It's
you
great.
saying?
What? I'm saying that you also are a good head banger. Boom. There you go. What was that sound? Did one of
That
you
was my tum tum.
The passive
you just
aggressive
toot?
host.
No, it's my
passive
tummy
aggressive
because I took a
host.
drink.
Hmm.
Listen,
I'm
I'll do it
almost
again.
out.
No,
I'm
thank
almost
you.
out here.
Can I pass? I'd like to pass on that.
No, it's just
it is. Sweet Tea, you have a story to read. Put your drink down, you drunkard, and get back to the show.
Oh, we're still doing this? Okay, that Okay, first off, the title of this is kind of, I don't know. That light vanishes when we die, says new study. I didn't write that title. In a discovery that sounds more like something out of a paranormal documentary than a biology textbook, scientists now say that living beings, including humans, actually emit a faint visible light. Not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally. We glow. The phenomenon is called ultra-weak photon emission, and it turns out our bodies are giving off this soft, barely detectable light all the time. You
Hmm.
can't see it with the naked eye, but with the right tech, it's there, gently radiating from us like some internal lantern. And here's the part.
Internal lantern.
Nope. Then here's the part that stopped researchers cold. That light,
So many
it
drinks.
disappears the moment we die. A team out of the University of Calgary and the National Research Council of Canada observed this glowing light sign in both plants and mice. Using sensitive imaging, they tracked the light in real time. As soon as death set in, whether by natural cause or extreme stress, the glow faded, gone, like a switch was flipped. Scientists say this light comes from biochemical processes, specifically reactive oxygen bouncing around in our cells. But what's catching people's attention is when the light stops and how consistently it's tied to the moment of death. Some researchers are already floating the idea that this glow could be more than just a byproduct of biology. It could be a signature of vitality itself, a literal life force, maybe even a scientific clue, what some have long called the human aura. It also opens up some wild implications. Could this faint light be a kind of cellular communication, a measurable soul spark, or is it a physical indicator of something deeper we've never been able to quantify until now? Whatever it is, it's real. And it fades when we do. Okay, bye. It's Dave, for
Yeah.
you.
Hold on one second. Greg, I'm gonna pull you down for a second, and I'm going to enlarge Sweet Tea because I want to check something.
Mm.
As I look at you, I see the light reflected in the mirror behind you, but it seems that the light around you has gone out, and I've noticed that light's been gone ever since you took a day job, Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
Did it
Uh-huh.
really kill your soul? Is that
It
a fair
really did.
assessment?
It's true. It's yes, it's very fair and true. And
Hmm.
I would like my soul back. Thank you.
You would? You mean you don't like working for the man, or as we say in Chicago, da man?
I don't like working for either of them.
Well, how about this? Our lovely Sweet Tea would prefer to be a stay-at-home worker. So if there are any of you, multitudes of tens of thousands of listeners worldwide that know of a remote job that does not include her putting her feet in pie,
I'll do that if it pays
zooming
well.
close up her nose as she puts different small toys in it.
I'll
Any
do
of
that
you-
if it pays well.
if you know of a stay-at-home job that is open for either Sweet Tea or Winifred Schrader, both need to work from home, then please email me, dave@paranormal60.com. And once I've already gotten my wife a job, then I'll pass on the remainder of those to Sweet Tea. She wants.
I'll take the scraps.
You will? You'll take the scraps and
Always.
put them up your nose when we
Yep.
zoom in on it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So looking for remote work for Sweet Tea and Winnie Tea, because both of them would like to find remote work to be able to do. Email me if you have any knowledge of that, dave@paranormal60.com. However, I will say that Winnie is already a little set up. You don't have to believe me. You can take her word for it.
Are you standing at a crossroads in love, life, or purpose? I mean, Mercury is always in retrograde, am I right? But do you crave clarity, a connection to something deeper? Well, welcome to Love and Lotus Tarot, where intuition blooms and guidance flows. Whether you're seeking answers about relationship, career moves, or just a spiritual path, my tarot readings go beyond the surface to help you uncover your truth. Now, here at Love and Lotus Tarot, this just isn't about the cards. It's about connection, empowerment, and rediscovering your magic by illuminating your path. You'll get one-on-one personalized readings with me either by phone or video, or in person if the opportunity is there. And if we do a video session, I'll even record it for you and send you a link. That way you can download it and keep it as kind of a tarot journal. Speaking of journals, this just came out. Yes, I just created your very own bitch book. This is a no-filter dumping ground for all your grievances, angst, and anger that you carry with you throughout the day. Whether it's valid or not, you still have those feelings, so you need to purge them and get it out, and that's where the bitch book comes in. You can find them on Amazon, along with booking a tarot reading with me at lovelotustarot.com.
How would you, yes, you, I'm speaking directly to you, not all the rest that think I'm talking to them. I'm talking to you, and oh, you know who you are. How would you like to get your hands on my very small package? That's right. You can get my book bundle, The Other Side, A Guide to Ghost Hunting in the Paranormal, and Theater of the Mind, Tales from the Darkness. You can get both books signed, $40 plus shipping and handling, and I will get them out to you. We also have the books individually priced on the website, so you can go there, get it for yourself if you just want to read one or the other. But if you want to get your hands on my little package, both books for one price, only $40, get those books signed right now, then all you have to do is head on over to paranormal60.com. Click on our swag shop. You'll find information there about my books, my package, and all the other cool Paranormal 60 swag that we have to offer to you. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me back here on the Paranormal 60 News as we round out our evening with just 3 more stories. Ladies and gentlemen, sweet tea. Let's see what words you can go crazy with. Oh, no, you've already done your story. Sorry, you're done.
I did, but thank you.
Your light of humanity has gone out. So
Yeah,
yes, there's only one person left that can help bring that light back into our conversation. And that one person is the paranormal detective himself. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but he's also written some books. He's got How to Be a Paranormal Detective, Diaries of a Paranormalist, Messages from Mothman, Detecting Paranormal, and Roswell, the After Action Report. Just go on to the Amazon and type in Greg Lawson, and you will find all of the amazing books there. So go check him out. All right, Greg, let's find out a little bit more about you, buddy. What story for the season?
If we only knew someone that had like a cryptid, I don't know, podcast or something, this would be great for them.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah. The Bear Lake Monster gets its own roadside tribute.
What?
Locals are loving it. Oh, yeah. Move over, Nessie. Utah's own lake monster just officially got immortalized. In the Garden City, Utah, a brand new roadside marker now stands tall near the edge of Bear Lake, celebrating the legend of the Bear Lake Monster. It's the latest addition to the Legends and Lore series by the William G. Pomeroy Foundation. And honestly, it's about time this creature got its due. The story oh God, boy. Hold on.
The Bori States? What did you say?
The story dates back to 1868. And that's a long time ago. When a settler named John C. Rich claimed.
No. Named who?
Joseph C. Rich claimed a long serpent-like beast was swimming beneath the lake's pristine surface. He later admitted he made up the story. But then, hey, come on. By then, the legend had already taken hold. Locals ran with it. Fishermen claimed sightings. Tourists came hunting for a glimpse. And just like that, a Utah cryptid was born. Yes.
Even though the guy that originated it admitted, well, that was a lot of did-it-ids. The guy that originated it said that it is not a real thing.
It's a tulpa now, Dave.
Yeah, but you have to do that whenever you get excited and you see something, you tell people about it, and then all these people want to come see it and messes up the whole serenity of the lake and everything. You got to go, I was just kidding.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to backtrack a little bit. Now, thanks to folklore grad student at Utah State University, Melissa Anderson Assay, the myth has gone from a widespread from a whispered God, I can't
What happened just
myth.
now?
No, hey, wait, hold on.
Finland vodka's no joke, sweet
The
tea.
The
You
myth
gotta
has
fix them
gone
up.
from a whispered lakeside tale to officially recognized roadside mystery. She dug through history, working with this. Did I just say dung? I just said
I
dung.
don't,
Didn't
I don't
She
know.
I
dug
don't know, but the
through
audience is
history.
drunk now.
Okay, hold on. She dug through history, working with the city, and made it happen. A marker now stands near Bear Lake Boulevard and Hodges Canyon Road, making it crystal clear this monster may be mythical.
This what?
This monster may be
This
mythical.
monster? Good God,
Oh,
man.
God.
It's made out of moss. It makes sense.
It's also part of the cultural DNA here. And let's be honest, whether the Bear Lake monster is real or not, it's keeping that liminal line between fact and folklore alive. Some still say that they've seen something moving beneath the water. Others chalk it up to waves, logs, or imagination. But one thing is for sure, the beast has teeth, at least in the public's imagination. So if you're heading to Utah this summer, keep your eyes on the water.
Uh-huh.
Marker might be for tourists. The marker might be for tourists,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
but the monster, well, it might still be watching from below. Back to you, Dave.
This might be my favorite comment of the night from Bonsai Warrior. WTF am I hearing? He is a little shaken, not stirred by that entire recitation.
Look at those people in the sign. That's
And the giant
Down and cut
scissors.
their hair.
Ugh.
College
wow,
students,
Greg,
am I
are you
right?
okay? Did you suffer a stroke during that story?
Dude.
I did.
Wow.
A
Finland
Bear Lake
vodka,
monster.
Finlandia vodka is no joke. You've heard
I
it
am not
here.
drinking that anymore.
You got to send some of that right over to Chachi. No, you got to keep drinking it. I think we can get you a sponsorship. And definitely, something tells me you're going to need a sponsor soon.
I got to work
Oh.
out in the morning too.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
gonna call in tomorrow.
Let
Don't
me,
tell my job.
we are, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen.
Just
we
at the
are-
halfway point.
No, we're at our
Oh.
final story for the night.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the tattooed minister of Times Square, inking the demons away.
I know that guy.
In the chaos of Times Square, where tourists, street performers, and Elmo knockoffs collide, there's one man on a mission to fight evil with ink. Meet Tommy Houlihan, a Hell's Kitchen native and a lifelong Catholic who turned his third-floor tattoo parlor into what he calls a tattoo ministry. That's right. This isn't just your average skull and roses shop. Tommy believes tattoos carry spiritual energy, and the wrong design in the wrong place can open the door to something dark. We're talking demonic dark. And after a conversation with a former occultist turned Catholic named Zachary King, Tommy had what he described as a spiritual awakening. Since then, he's been giving out miraculous medals with every tattoo, blasting Gregorian chants through the speakers, and flat out refusing to ink anything he thinks might invite unwanted spiritual guests. That includes inverted crosses, Ouija boards, certain overly sexualized placements, and yep, even Harry Potter. If the vibe's off, the ink's not happening, he says. And he's not just talking about spooky symbolism. Tommy says he's had real run-ins with clients who reacted violently to the medals, one even recoiling from it like it burned. In his words, Tommy said she was under attack in some way. He's been called everything from a holy man to a heretic, but he doesn't care. Tommy's the honey badger of tattoo artists. He just don't care. Tommy said he's not just tattooing bodies, he's protecting souls. And if that means turning away a few bucks to avoid slapping a little demon next to someone's pelvis, well, that's just the cost of doing spiritual business. In a world full of questionable ink and questionable intentions, this Times Square tattooist may be one of the only artists trying to keep the darkness out one needle at a time. So let us applaud Tommy. the minister of Times Square. It's interesting.
I know.
I love a novelty tattoo. So I would do that in a second. I would listen to him. I would want to hear a story. Yes, give it all. I don't know if I totally buy in, but
I wouldn't be so dismissive and call him a novelty tattooist.
I feel like it's a little, I mean, regardless if you believe fully, it's still a bit of a novelty for a tattoo artist.
Yeah. I'm going to try to have Tommy, the Times Square tattoo minister, on the show. I got to have him. I want to talk to him. I need to know more. I need to know more.
All right.
Did you believe me that I needed to know more by the way I delivered that line?
Yeah, you were like a real actor.
That's acting.
I deserve the truth. I need the truth.
Wow.
Thank you.
You really want the truth.
Oh, I want the truth. I deserve the truth.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is it's 11:11.
Oh. Well, for you it is. It's 10:11 here. Are you on the East Coast, Greg?
I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening. Where are my pants? I don't even know.
What are you people doing in my living room? Oh, good God. Hey, I'm going to be out at Broadhead Manor for the Paranormal Rockdown, July 18th and 19th. I'll be there. Sam Beltrusis will be there. Vince Kellian will be there. David Childress. We've got so many other great speakers. Larry Eisler III will be on hand. Boy, if only I could think of more people, but I can't. So you can just go to darknessevents.com and you'll see all of the locations I'm going to be this year and get a chance to meet with me, greet with me, and let's have some fun together. Sweet Tea, Greg Lawson, thank you both for all of the joy you bring to this program.
Thank you.
No, it's true. I appreciate it. I know I'm not the only one that appreciates it. I'm sure there's others. I haven't heard from them, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. And until next week, we will be back with more of the Paranormal 60 news. But that's it for tonight. We made it over an hour and 12 minutes with the love that you people share and show us here. So thank you for being a part of the program this evening. And I just want to end it by saying, from the mysterious to the miraculous, we've chased stories that stretch across science, faith, folklore, and the unexplained. A portal in the sky, a jet struck by something it couldn't see, a monster finally honored with its own marker, and a glow inside us that may be the spark of life itself. So whether it's divine protection etched in ink or a legendary beast surfacing from a lake, these tales remind us there's more to this world than meets the eye. Make sure you tune in next Monday night. It is an episode I am very proud of and very excited to share with you, and I think you're going to love it. Thank you for tuning in, Darklings, and until next time, keep your lights on, your minds open, and your metals close. We cover all of that next week with more of the very best in paranormal programming. I'm Dave Schrader, and this has been the Paranormal 60 News.
It's Wednesday night, and I'm alone. The Paranormal 60's on. It's just for paranormal freaks like me, with poltergeist and ghosts and blues and UAPs. You miss a word, you do a shot. It starts to snowball and we laugh a lot. It's just like drinking with your TV friends. I'll be passed out before tonight's show ends. Dreaming the aliens are taking me away. I'll go wake up till sometime late on Saturday. It's Wednesday night and I'm alone. The Paranormal 60's on. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. Sweet Tea, Chachi and the Colonel and the Paranormal Detective, always traders copy and they all will be corrected. He's got protective bracelets and some crazy magic tricks. Even Scully cannot save him from the voice of Stevie Nicks. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. It's Wednesday night I know. It's Wednesday night, don't be alone. The Paranormal 60s on. Schrader's on. Words is hard.
The Paranormal News Crew, putting fun in dysfunction for 3 years.